Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we are continuing with Animorphs, number 11, The Forgotten by K.A. Applegate. And, as always, this video is not intended for kids. This video is instead intended for adults who are discovering or rediscovering the joy that is Animorphs. And before I begin today's video, uh, I finally caught Rev Resner up with all of Ash versus Evil Dead, so yeah, I had already seen the third season. He hadn't. And so I warned him before we began watching the third season. I said, there's going to be a cliffhanger. And it's like, yeah, I couldn't go into detail when we began the season because, yeah, didn't want to give away spoilers. And I just want to warn him that, there was going to be a giant cliffhanger that was never going to be, explained. It sucks. Ash vs. Evil Dead was such an awesome show, and it's so painful watching the finale because now I'll never know what happened. No one will. It's like, what happened with the three ghost speeders, including Ash's daughter? It's like, I need answers. I need answers to it. I mean, obviously, some of humanity survived, but in what condition? What's the next step into trying to feed evil? And of course, what wacky hijinks would have happened in the fourth season? I mean, the third season, we found out Ash didn't know you toast Pop-Tarts. Like, and then we had, the Kelly and Pablo finally kissing and admitting their romantic feelings for each other. God damn it. Okay, now before I get too lost in complaining about that, just watching the finale again just brought up old feelings. So let's read this chapter that's all happy and delightful. Okay. 2:30 p.m. Rachel! I yelled! Wake up! Jake, stop shouting! Tobias warned from up above me. Hork-Bajir could still be all around here. I can't see through all this undergrowth. I threw myself down next to Rachel and started swatting at the ants. But instead of getting rid of them, the ants just swarmed across my hands. There had to be 10,000 ants. Rachel had fallen almost on top of their mount. I could see ants carrying away tiny pieces of bloody bear flesh. Do you know if there is any water nearby? I mean, god damn it. Sorry, I got lost and I messed up close to the beginning, so let's pretend that didn't happen. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Do you know if there is any water near here? I asked Tobias. There's a stream, but it's too far. Jake, she weighs hundreds of pounds. What are you going to do? Carry her to the water? I could see Rachel's bare chest rising and falling. She was breathing, still alive. I kicked her. I kicked her hard. Wake up! I hissed. Come on, Rachel! Wake up! The ants were getting at her ears now. They swarmed across her closed eyes. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. I don't think I I don't think I've ever felt so totally helpless. Rachel was out cold. The thousands of swarming ants would make sure she never woke up. They would kill the bear before Rachel could morph out. They would eat out her eyes and crawl into her head, and there was nothing I could do. Tobias, more ants. Find more ants. Are you nuts? Do it! I yelled, not even caring if someone heard me. I need another colony of ants. Tobias clicked. I could see his fierce eyes grow wider. He flapped away, staying as low to the ground as he could. He circled tightly and then flared to kill his speed. Here! Here! He yelled. At that moment, I heard movement in the bushes. I looked and saw two wolves. Two very out of place wolves. Their intelligent faces were sticking out of the brush. Cassie, Marco, that is you too, right? Looking closer, I could see that they had been in a fight. There were cuts. There was blood. They began to demorph. Oh my God! Cassie moaned as she saw Rachel and realized what was happening. I didn't have time to explain. I bent down and began yanking out tufts of bloody grizzly bear fur. What are you doing? Leave her alone! Marco yelled. I yanked several handfuls of bloody fur. Then I raced toward the spot where Tobias waited. He was resting on a strong fern, looking down at a swarming mound of ants. I took a small sample of the grizzly fur and laid it right beside the mouth of the ant mound. The reaction was instantaneous. Hundreds of ants swarmed across the bloody fur. I used another tuft of fur to lift a handful of ants. Then I walked a few feet toward Rachel and dropped the tuft. I repeated the process, getting closer and closer to Rachel. I was worried the ants might lose the scent, but they were keeping up with me and even racing ahead. Slowly, surely, I led the ants to Rachel. Cassie and Marco were human once more. They looked like I probably looked. Scared, horrified, vulnerable. We have to get them off her! Cassie cried when she saw me. They're inside her ears. They're in her mouth. They'll kill her. I know. I dropped my last blood-soaked tuft of fur. If this didn't work, Rachel was finished. I stepped aside and put my arm around Cassie. The new colony of ants followed the trail I'd left them. There was a moment's hesitation, almost as if the whole rampaging colony paused upon seeing the bear. But then, like the well-trained army they were, they attacked. 10,000 new ants swarmed onto Rachel's unconscious body. They slammed into a wall of ants from the first colony. I've been an ant. I've seen how different colonies of ants get along. I hoped they would act the same way here. They did. It was like some old Civil War battle. The two armies charged at each other. Perfect. Obedient automatons responding only to smell and instinct. They attacked each other. The ants swarmed back out of Rachel's ears and mouth, ready for the battle. That was good thinking, Jake, Cassie said. But sooner or later, one colony will win. We have to hope Rachel regains consciousness before then, I said. The enemy armies of ants battled ferociously. It wouldn't look like much to most people, but having been an ant, I had some idea of the awesome slaughter that was going on in the fur of the grizzly. Down there, ants were being torn apart by other ants. Literally torn apart. Legs ripped out. Heads been off. Stinging poisons being sprayed. The battle was turning. The Challenger's mound was too far away. They weren't able to call up enough reinforcements. In a few minutes, the desperate ant war would be over. But, but while they fought, they did not tear into Rachel's flesh. And then... what? Oh, I'm covered in ants! Rachel, it's me, Jake. Morph out and be ready to run. Rachel didn't have to be told twice. She started demorphing. She shrank. Pink flesh replaced fur. Massive shoulders and huge paws became smaller. Human features. Oh! Rachel cried as soon as she had a human mouth. Urgh! Rachel, get up! Follow me! I said to her. Tobias, where's that stream? Tobias rose up and flew swiftly through the trees. I followed, crashing through the bushes, my bare feet torn, tripping. It was no more than 100 feet. It felt like a mile. Rachel was screaming now. Rachel is the bravest person I know. But the thousands of vicious ants were beginning to attack her. Now that they were done attacking each other. No one can stand that. No one can stand that. Get off! Oh no! Oh, there my... Suddenly there was no more green. A muddy stream. I leaped for the water. Baloosh! I heard Rachel hit the water beside me. Baloosh! I swam toward her. She was still underwater. The water was too murky for me to be able to see her well. All I saw was flailing limbs. Hands were floating to the surface of the water and being carried away by the current. Then, swoosh! Rachel came up, gasping for air. Are you okay? I asked her. She looked around, confused for a moment. Then she recognized me, and she spotted Marco and Cassie on the brink. Guys, damn it. Okay, we're beginning that paragraph again. Rewind. Act like none of this happened. I'm perfect. I'm a perfect angel. Okay. Let's try that again. She looked around, confused for a moment. Then she recognized me, and she spotted Marco and Cassie on the bank of the stream. Get out of that water! Cassie screamed. I grabbed Rachel's arm and dragged her toward the bank. I pushed her ahead of me, slipping and sliding up through the muddy grass. I was just pulling my feet up out of the water when I saw the churning, frothing commotion Cassie had seen first. I yanked my feet away, inches ahead of a school of flesh-eating piranha. This is the rainforest? Rachel demanded angrily, spitting water and combing through her hair for any remaining ants. This is the rainforest everyone wants to save? Ants and piranha and snakes and bugs the size of rats? Well, as far as I'm concerned, they can burn it down, pave it over, and put up malls and convenience stores. I sat staring at the piranha. They say a school of piranha can strip a cow down to nothing but bones in a few minutes. Right then, thinking about what almost happened, shaking and panting and wanting to cry, I agreed with Rachel. And that's the end of that very happy, very family friendly chapter. I mean, like with chapters like that, it's like all these books having controversy around them, all these movies with controversies, all these video games with controversies, and this chapter, doesn't get the book banned or any controversy around it. I mean, Rachel is one of the heroes. Rachel is one of the good guys. And the whole chapter is about saving her because in the fight she got injured, she got knocked out, and she has ants going inside of her. This is a book marketed towards young adults about their hero nearly dying because ants are crawling inside of her. Like no controversy, no talking about this shit. No, Animorphs are just these books with cute animals on the covers. There's nothing life scarring about that shit. Yeah, kids read about their heroes having insects into their bodies and nearly killing them. And yeah. My God. But you can have all this blood and gore, but you can't say fuck in an Animorphs book. Like, I guess them drinking alcohol or them cussing, that's going to be scarring those kids for life. But not, their hero nearly dying because ants are eating them alive. Now that's perfectly okay. Like uh, this is like rereading it. It's like, oh yeah, this shit happened. I mean, I was aware this was going to happen. I knew I was going to have to read this chapter again. I don't know how I read this book like so many fucking times when I was a kid. Hang on, there's something I think I want to talk about. Let's see, Cassie, Marco. Let's see, Tobias, find more ants. I don't know what I'm going to try to figure out because I was reading this and I was like, I can't stop and comment on it because, I'm in the middle of doing the reading, and in the middle of the reading, I can do a little impromptu discussion. But gosh damn, I swear, I think this is going to be one of these times I'm like, I have this good idea for a topic, but yeah. And then I'll remember this like probably 5 seconds after I end this video. Tobias. It would kill the bear. Reaction was instantaneous. They're inside her ears. I hope they would act the same way. Oh no. Okay, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Just see me quickly read the chapter again and again to figure out what I want to talk about. But even though I forgot that topic, I also have something else I want to talk about. So, the Animorphs crash landed into the Amazon rainforest, not knowing when they are. So even if they made the long, hard journey of just flying out of the rainforest, they don't know what time period they're in. So, So it's not like they were warned ahead of time, like, oh, pack this or pack that, and here's some tricks of surviving if you get lost, blah, blah, blah. They just got plumped right dab in the center of utter chaos. And so the jungle has not been kind to them. So Rachel, just nearly got eaten alive by ants. And everyone else is not having a good time. I mean, it's really hard. And like as Jake says at the end of the chapter, Rachel sort of has a point. Like all this, like I think if Jake and the gang were looking at, say, a nature documentary on the Amazon rainforest or about conservation for rainforests, they would probably have the opinion of, this is important. This is what we're fighting the Yeerks to protect. Because if the Yeerks successfully invade Earth, if they successfully take over the human race, they're going to destroy everything that is not necessary to keep humans alive. Which means places like the rainforest would not exist under your rule. But, they're not, in this book, they're not looking at the rainforest from the viewpoint of a nature documentary. They're not looking at it from the viewpoint of like in class or something. So instead, they're viewing the Amazon rainforest through the lens of someone just tossed in the center of it. And so they have very different opinions. They're like, this is a living hell. Yeah, just like burn it all down. I don't give a shit. I'm nearly died a couple times since being here. I don't want to do this. Let's fucking get rid of it. And it would be interesting to have seen Cassie's viewpoint for this book, because she's the nature nut. She's, a tree hugger. And so it'd be interesting to see what she's thinking, since her whole deal is sort of going, okay, I know nature is bloodthirsty, the color of nature is red, but I also love nature and don't like to see anything get hurt. So it'd be really interesting to have seen how she viewed this entire situation. If she was just like at this point in the book going, burn it all down, or she'd be something like, hey, this is really tough being in here and I don't want to be here, but I still think the rainforest has its place. So, for the question for today's video is, if you were in the Animorph situation, would you be going like Rachel, hey, fuck it, just burn it all down because I'm not having a good time. So just like burn the whole rainforest down. I don't give a shit. Or would you still have respect for the rainforest and go, I don't want it burned down, but I'm also not having a good time? Please comment down below, and don't just tell me which, option you choose, but why. And remember, you can comment on anything else I read in this chapter, even things I didn't mention. If you have your own viewpoint, or if you want to know about something I didn't comment on, comment down below. Let's start a very nerdy conversation. Like this video if the Animorphs series made you have a great dislike for ants. Now can't have gotten over your dislike of ants, but like maybe you just went through a phase of hating ants because of Animorphs. So like the video for that reason. And about the comments. No major spoilers. I'm hoping against hope that people will get into the Animorphs series via my videos. So, you don't want some of the big twists and turns revealed. Like, you wouldn't have wanted this chapter spoiled for you ahead of time. No, you'd like to, suffer. Yeah, and so if you're wanting your very own copy of Animorphs number 11, The Forgotten by K.A. Applegate, everywhere I post this video, I put a link to where you can buy your very own copy of the book. Now, buying via my links does three things. One, it gives money back to K.A. Applegate. Two, it alerts Scholastic that Animorphs is still a viable property and fans will pay for new content. And maybe Scholastic, that Animorphs movie in the works, maybe don't piss off the fucking creators. Because now I'm really worried. Now I'm hoping it'll be put on Disney Plus, so I won't fucking so I'll have an excuse not to watch it. Fuck Disney. Oh my god, but just like the copyright shit alone. But never mind. I'm cool. And it was the third. That's not three. This is three. I went to college. But anyways, the third thing that will happen from you buying via my links is the fact that I am a member of the Amazon Associates program. So anytime you buy via my links, I get a little bit of money, and you can help support me by doing that. So yeah, I'm your favorite YouTuber, right? Right? This is not funny at all. I'm going to stop doing this. I think I stopped doing the, I'm your favorite YouTuber thing for a little bit, then eventually I'm right back at it again. Anyways, let's see. Oh yeah, subscribing. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel of mine. Not only will I be reading all of Animorphs number 11, The Forgotten by K.A. Applegate, I will be reading the entire Animorphs series minus Alternamorphs, because fuck those books. deep rage for them. Anyways. So yeah, subscribe. And also, this is Monday, and I hope you're having a great start to the week. I hope you had a good weekend. Whew. Like, I had physical therapy today, so it's lovely. Yeah, there's like a little thing they have that they can sort of like electric currents go through your body, and it does help relieve the pain. Fucking it's I've gotten used to it, so I'm better than before with dealing with the pain, but it's like, no, not pleasant. Anyways, I hope every one of you has a great week. We can get through this. I will try to get a video out on Friday, but last Friday I didn't because I had to wake up early, and then I basically wasn't awake for an entire day. Like, I was awake and moving, but I wasn't awake enough to function. So, hope to see you Friday. And let's see. Friday will be Christmas. So either I'm going to be doing a video on Christmas, or I might miss it because of Christmas. It's like all the Friday. It's like all the Fridays in December I can't film. So if I don't film a video on Christmas, Merry Christmas. I hope you got everything you wanted, and see you later. Bye.